to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
One, two. This is Coogan Cassis for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're at the Coca-Cola Arena here in Dubai. I'm joined by John Fury. John, it's been a little bit of a chaotic week, to say the least.
That's an understatement, pal.
Look, we'll come on to Tommy's fight in a second, but it has been a bit chaotic. There's been a few changes, etc., with the card, and obviously more specifically to Tommy's opponent. Just a summary of how the week's gone, really.
Well, we come over here with all the best intention in the world, and let me just say, Paul Bamba, he hasn't done any wrong. It was just a mix-up of contracts. His contract said one thing, he had to make 12.7. Don't know where he got that from. Our contract said 12.12. We always box round about a pound or two under 13 stone. The work was done. We did come in a pound overweight, but nobody said anything about it, and we thought it's an exhibition show. You know, it's a non-title fight. If we'd have been asked to skip a pound off, we would, but we was well in the limit anyway. We'd done our job, but Bamba's contract just said he had to make 12.7, and that's what the kid did. You know, and I can only, what can I say? Sympathise for him. You know, he's had, you know, but he could have he made it hard for himself. These people here, they're the fairest people I've ever seen. You know, they're great promoters, and they tried to hammer out a deal with him, but he was having none, and he just was outpricing himself basically. But everything in Global Titans' power to put the fight on with Paul Bamba, they did, and more, me as well. But he just wasn't having it. He kept on about injury and stuff like that, and I just honestly think that he didn't fancy the job. And I can understand it, but credit to Paul Bamba, he turned up from America, you know, he made his weight, he's done nothing wrong. The only thing he did wrong was outprice himself, and we couldn't come to agreement and box. But, you know, Roland stepped in at an hour and a half, 2 hours notice and saved the show, or else Tommy wouldn't have been boxing. But we've trained 8 weeks for a southpaw, and all of a sudden he's boxing a world-class man, orthodox, and he put on a great display. The kid, he's 23 years old, he's a raw novice, 8 pro fights. He hasn't boxed for nearly a year, inactivity, but look what he does. He copes with the pressure, he turns up on the big shows, you know, and he excites the fans with his looks, you know, and at the end of the day they go crazy when he comes in the arena, you know, because look at him, he's a beautiful human being, you know, and at the end of the day the kid can fight. You know, and like we say, this was an exhibition. You know, both men wasn't there to knock lumps out of each other, let's say. But Tommy needed to run out. He needed to be under the lights. We got everything out of it we wanted out of it. Fair credit to Roland for making it possible.
John, from the outside perspective, obviously we don't know, or the people don't know everything that goes on kind of almost behind the scenes, but can you just address Tommy's weight situation from yesterday, first of all, as well? Because again, from the outside public perception, it's like Tommy's over, you know, the fight may or may not happen. Can you just kind of address that situation? Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way, there was only ever £3 in this weight. There was only £3, but our contract said to come in at 12 stone 12. Now, Tommy had his underpants on, you know, and if they'd have said, all right, skip the pound off, it wouldn't have been a problem. Get him naked, you know, get him a good P and an S. We've made the weight. You know, it was £1 for God's sake in a non-title fight. You know, and it's the catch weight things, aren't they? And it's not like it was an important fight anyway. You know, this was to showcase Tommy. You know, but to be honest with you, like I say, it was just a mix-up, and it wasn't on our part. We can only work to the contract we have. You know, and we can prove this when we get back to the UK. We've photographed everything. We've screenshotted everything, so we can back up everything that I'm saying. You know, we did our job, we made weight. If he said, you're coming in £1 too heavy, we would have skipped it off. Not a problem. But nobody said anything. So we just went along with it, thought it's not important. But there was only ever £3 in it anyway. You know, because we done the calculation, I think it come to 12 stone 10, and he was 13.7. You know, so £3 for God's sake. You know, my brother, Hugh Fury, when he was alive, I've seen him give 2 stone away and get on with his job. We're fighting men. If that kid would have weighed 15 stone, Paul Bamber would have been fighting him. Because it wouldn't have been an issue, because we're fighting men. But when you don't really want to fight, and it's not really your thing, you're going to come out with stuff like this, aren't you? But I'm not blaming Paul Bamber. He did what he did. He did what he had to do in his contract. But Global Titans tried the best to offer him more money, and they offered him a lot of money as well. And it just wasn't enough for this kid. He said to me, Imran, Global Titans, whatever we do for this kid, we can't rely on him. He might not even come out of the dressing room. So Imran had just had enough of him. He had enough of him, and he said, right, you're not getting a pound, you're not even boxing. You know, and the fellow was even going to pull the show. Because these guys here, they mean what they say, and credit to them. They are mean businessmen. And he said one thing to me, once a window's shattered, you can't fix it, and this one's shattered. End of Paul Bamber. I said, mate, you blew it. So then we had to go around to look for an opponent. And this man, Alex Matt Bianco, he knew a kid over here, and with luck he said, this man will stand in. He's just 40, he said, but he'll help the job out, but he's a world-class man. I said, look, he's a bit heavier than Tommy. He weighs about 93 or 4 kilos. So, but let's just take it anyway, let's just save the show. And let's just put it this way. Alex Matt Bianco saved this show with his man Roland from Cameroon. But you won't mention it, she's too modest. This man...
I didn't want to mention it, but I sorted the show out.
Alex stepped in, helped out with the sparring, let us use his gym, and all I can do is thank Alex Matt Bianco. Credit to you, son.
Thank you very much.
Welcome
Thank
to
you.
the team.
Thank you. And thanks for the opportunity, guys. You show it were absolutely brilliant. Treated us like royalty. Really good.
So, John, in terms of what you were talking about kind of a couple of minutes ago in regards to the contract, you're completely satisfied that the contract you had and the weight stipulations in that Tommy fulfilled them. You were happy with that, yeah?
Well, if you look down Tommy's past fights, he's always weighed 12-13, 12-12, 12-11. You know, I would never, ever take a fight and sign a contract to 12-7 because I know Tommy can't make 12-7. It ain't a title fight. And people who don't understand boxing, you know, there was only a pound in it anyway. He come in at 12-13, we'd have skipped a pound off. I said to the official, are you happy? He said, no problem. We went and seen the doctor, and all of a sudden, he come flying out the thing. You know, he hadn't even been near the weighing scale. And let's put it this way. The scales were weighed on. There wasn't scales like we got in the UK. They could have been out. They could have been a pound out, couldn't they? You know, we've done our job. Stated in our contract, 12-12. We met that. If you want to say the scales was bang on, we was a pound over. But take his underpants off, 10 minutes skipping, we're there. It wasn't worth talking about a pound. But let me tell you, there was only ever 3 or 4 pound in anyway. You know, we said, get back on the scales before they're both rehydrated, because he did weigh in at 8 o'clock in the morning by himself, and I found that funny. I said, why does this guy want to weigh in at 8 o'clock in the morning? You know, because the only reason it could be, he wanted to make the weight. But I don't know who the hell told him he had to make 12-7. And that's where the error lies. Not with him and not with us. And I'm not pointing the finger at nobody. It's done and dusted. We're moving on. But all I can do is thank Global Titans. You know, Imran, Uday, treat us perfectly. They looked after like kings here. They let us run around in Rolls Royces, Mercedes. Can't thank them enough. And you know what? If I can assist some guys in anything, I will do. And I love Dubai. I want to be back with Tommy and hopefully Tyson and put some big shows on.
Okay, let's before we talk about Tommy's performance, John, let's talk about the aftermath of his win, because I mean, I'm sure you would have known now that obviously Jake Paul was hurling abuse from the commentary position.
He should have hailed it ringside, shouldn't he? He should have got the ring and I'd punch it with an old man. I'm drawing a pension on Monday and I bitch slapped him.
You took your shirt off.
I'm ready for a fight. You know me, Coogan. I'll fight. I'm drawing my pension on Monday, but I'll peck, mate. I will peck with any man in this world, especially him. And I looked in his eyes and I've fought many a man. He ain't got the eyes of a fighting man. He absolutely shit his trousers. Well, his full team shit the trousers, not just him. His manager as well. But I boxed him in the corner. I checkmated him. I said, give me your word. This fight happens in February. If you don't want to fight now, I said, you don't want to fight on the 3rd of December at Tottenham Hotspur on the biggest fight in the world. Definitely fight in February. His manager, promoter, shook my hand, give me his word, it's happening. and it is.
Has this situation with Jake Paul, it seems to have dragged on for quite some time now.
Yeah,
has it turned personal for you, John?
It has, because there's been a lot said. You know, anybody can talk when a man's not there. Anybody can be a keyboard warrior. But you know, when you're looking at a man close and personally up there in front of him, no matter what he is, old, young, fat, thin, if a man's game to fight, they know it. And it scares them. But you know what? Fighting don't scare me. I love it, as you can see. I love a fight. Win, lose or draw. I'm not saying I'm the best in the world. I'm not. But I'll tell you what, I'll give anybody a roll and a row. Because I've got a world-class art. And that's all I need to battle on is a world-class art. And we're talking about street fighting. And you know, people like Jake Paul, I'd pull his limbs off. I'd pull lumps out of him. You know, I'd probably end up back in prison. They men can see danger when they look in my eyes. They can see danger. I'm fixated. I want to do them damage. And they can sense that and see that. You know, because I say this much. You go outside with John Fury, do one thing. Try and kill me. Because in a street fight, I'll try and kill you. Make no mistake about it.
John, I've got to ask, obviously your son's been linked with the fight with Jake Paul. He's your boy, that's your boy at the end of the day. So everything being fired, I know, but everything being fired at Tommy, you're taking personally into heart, and rightly so, he's your boy.
Yeah, he's my son, you know, and they're trying to put Tommy down like he's a bit, he's a bit worried about fighting. That kid's not worried about fighting. Nothing that comes out of my private parts, I'm speaking because there's women in here like that. I don't breed cowards. I breed fighting men. Good or bad, I breed them game. Game as Yankee stags. And the Americans know what I mean, especially Roy Jones. I breed them as game as Yankee stags. And they can fight. But whatever's in my gene, I was useless as a boxer. Because I never trained. I didn't have any proper commitment. I never had anybody want to put anything into me. I just got in and fought. I loved it. But these boys have got talent, as you can see. They got ability and they got heart. And the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, what can I say about him? Has he not proved this? Has he not proved it time and time and time and time again? And he'll keep proving it. When he wipes the floor with Chisora, when he wipes the floor with Usyk, I'm not going to mention the other man, because he's a pussy. But you know what I mean? But let me just say this much. I breed them game, intelligent, and can fight with ability. So yeah, I'm proud of myself. Even though I am what I am, what you see is what you get with me. I'm an humble guy. I take no prisoners because I wouldn't want them to take me a prisoner. I'm a man. And at the end of the day, I'm proud to be a man. And I've got to show my family the way forward. Because when they see this man wilt, they'll probably wilt. But they'll never see this man wilt. Because I'll tell you now, as long as I can draw a breath, I'll be game. I'll be game on 2 sticks and a Zimmer frame. Like my grandfather before me.
Final one, John. As a whole, were you pleased with Tommy's performance tonight against, again, say last minute, it weren't last minute, it was last second replacement in Rolly Lambert, but just looking at it from your perspective, were you kind of satisfied given the position that Tommy was in tonight, the change of opponent, the unsettlement of the week? Were you happy ultimately tonight with the performance?
Let me put it this way. When we got the news a couple of days ago in the week, it was unsettled behaviour and a lot of negativity around. Tommy hasn't been sleeping too well. Last night he probably didn't sleep at all. He kept saying to me every 5 minutes, are we going to fight, Dad? Are we going to fight? Everybody thinks I'm pulling it, it's my fault. I said, look, son, try and rest and calm and get some sleep. Tommy's had no sleep, you know, and all this kerfuffle today, we've been running around, I've been running around in cars all day. He's not slept, you know, because he's uncertain. He don't know what's happening. Am I fighting? Am I not fighting? And people who knows about boxing, that can affect a kid. But listen, I come back, I said, listen, there's this fight here for you. The kid's 94 kilos, you know, he's a world-class man, he's just fought, he'll move you around an exhibition. Do you want it? He said, Dad, get me in there. Get me in. And he boxed amazingly. Don't forget, we've trained for a southpaw for 8 weeks. This man's an orthodox man, the tricky customer. And Tommy just showcased in this his skills, what he can do. He showcased his skills, and I'm happy. Hell yeah. Of course.
Okay, well listen, I appreciate your time as always. We had scheduled in an interview at some point this week. We had a couple of minutes the other day before you guys had to leave, but...
I just want to say one thing to you, Coogan. I apologise to you. you know, because...
Can I say one thing? Don't apologise for nothing.
It's just 'cause
No, but don't. You don't need to.
My head's been elsewhere. I've been messing with Tommy. You know, I've got Tyson on my mind 24 hours a day. But I'm sorry if I've come across ignorant to you, because you know me. I'm not an ignorant man.
Not at all. Not at all.
You're the best in the business, mate.
I'm not.
You're the best in the business.
I'm not. There's a few up and comings here. Look.
Belongs to you. I'm with you. I'm your man. God bless you, mate.
Just the final one. Obviously, a couple of weeks' time, we'll see Tottenham Hotspurs Football Club packed out with Tyson's fight with Derek Chisora. He always promised that fight with Chisora. Has a little bit of stick about choosing Chisora as the opponent. But, it's just a final word about kind of that before we roll into fight week.
Well, and I'm not usually wrong in what I'm saying. Del Boy will put up a better fight than Dillian White, because he's got a different mindset. He lives up to his name. Derek wore Chisora, and Chisora will bring it. If we thought for 1 second Chisora wasn't going to bring it, he wouldn't have been picked. But we assessed them, everybody in the top 10. And you know whose name kept coming up, who's going to put the best fight up? Derek Chisora. You know, I'm not just saying it for people to buy tickets. I always thought Derek Chisora could fight. He took Usyk to the wire. You know, he's been in some great fights. He comes off a win with Pulev. He gave Joseph Parker hell and high water. And look how Joseph Parker went with a gigantic robot, granite Joe Joyce. You know, he stood toe-to-toe with a machine in Joe Joyce, didn't he? So Joseph Parker ain't that bad. So that gives Chisora a better pedigree. Chisora will bring it. He'll be on Tyson's chest all night. He's a warlord. He's a vet. He knows his way around the ring. And I just think it'll be a better fight than people think. Tyson knows it and all. Tyson's training like an absolute demon for Derek. He's training harder for Derek than what he did for Deontay Wilder. I can't believe it. He said to me, old Del Boy will bring it, and I want to be ready. And you know what, all I can say, good luck to both boys. Enjoy, have fun. The best man will win. But the main thing is, both boys be safe. That's all that matters. Good luck. I'm looking forward to Tottenham. Can't wait. I'm on the plane tomorrow, and I'm Tottenham bound.
John, I have actually got one more question I'd like to ask you. It just come to me. What is your opinion about your son Tyson's interview he had with True Geordie? I just wanted your take on that. I'm sure you would have seen kind of the feedback that he got in True Geordie's way of interviewing Tyson, which has come under a little bit of opinion, shall we say, from people. What did you think of it?
Well, it's a good job he was 200 mile away and talking through a lens, because Tyson ripped his head off from Will, and Will he should have done. You know, let's put it this way. Geordie Shaw was just looking to build his own...
True Geordie.
True Geordie, whatever he wants to call it. I'm getting mixed up with the programme, aren't I? Yeah. True Geordie. Is he a true Geordie or is he a mock one? I'd say he was a mock one. Well, let me just tell you this much. He wanted to raise his own profile at the expense of a multi-champion, a man that he isn't good enough to lick his feet, never mind try and take the piss out of him. And I'll tell you now, if I'd have been there in slapping range, I'd have took Geordie Shaw's ear all straight off. Because you can't talk to a king of the ring and disrespect him like that. Don't disrespect a king of the ring, and especially my son, because he's proved and done everything, you know. And what do? You give a man like that the utmost respect and credit. He tried to give him neither. And Tyson just got peed off with him. And by the way, he's helping him, doing him an interview. Not even charging him, because he can't even afford to pay Tyson. You know, so Tyson feels sorry for him and tries to big him up a bit and make his show a little bit better. And that's what you get in return. I say to Tyson, give them nothing, because they don't deserve it. And he'll never get another interview off Tyson. And I'll tell you what, he wants to get a Fury's a wide berth. Never come in firing range now with Fury, because he'll get an ear ringer. He'll get a sore tab.
John, sorry to cut you there, Johnny. I had a few comments to myself saying that this is how you need to interview Tyson Fury. Bearing in mind I've been interviewing your boy since 2010 for 12 years and have got a very good relationship with your whole family. So I've got a few comments, not loads, but a few comments saying this is how you interview someone.
Shit. That's how you disrespect somebody and get your teeth knocked out. And I don't think a lot of interviewers are going to want to risk that, do you? That if you want your teeth knocking out and in a good hiding, do it like Geordie Shaw. Do it. That's what they're going to get, teeth knocked out and kicked up down like a football. That's what you want if you want to interview a Fury like Geordie Shaw. You know, let him try and interview me like that in person. He'll lose his nose. and his teeth in one application, one right hand straight down the pipe. That's Geordie Shaw. And what I said, true Geordie. I apologise to Geordie Shaw, great programme, I'm getting them all mixed up. But true Geordie, the mock Geordie, he's not even a Geordie, I don't know where he's from. He's probably from Scotch Corner somewhere. Halfway. Catterick, somewhere like that.
Well, listen, tonight's about obviously your son and Tommy, and he's done the job tonight. And listen, onwards and upwards. We hope to see the Jake Paul fight. We know boxing's full of politics, and whether it happens or not, you know, John.
Say one thing before we close. Thanks for everybody who's bought it on pay-per-view. Thank everyone for turning up. Thanks for the support. All those who love us, we love you more. God bless.
I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.